现在这里很危险，握住我的手。
That's the ones. Welcome back to the arcade. I know it has been quite some time since I gave y'all an update video on all things Chinese and Korean games. Some of the most anticipated games we've talked about over the last few months, like Code to Jin Yong, Project the Perceiver, Stellar Blade Chinese version sells through the roof, and the PC version surpassed over 3 million in sales in like 3 or 4 days. And as soon as I saw that, I said that is 100% because of China. And I saw a stat, we'll talk more about that later. All of these Chinese Hero Project games that we've talked about over these last few months. And before we get into the video, my Black Myth Wukong Platinum video will be releasing on August 20th. That is exactly 1 year from the day of the initial release. That's going to be our big 1 year celebration video, because the more I started editing that video, the more I started to realize this is a celebration, all things that we've done up until this point. And I feel like that'll be the perfect time, because that's the day that's also coming out on Xbox. Maybe I can get lucky and do something with Game Science on that. I've been yapping too much already. Please drop a like on the video. Comment down below how you've been doing, what games you still on the lookout for. Have you heard anything around the water cooler about some of these games that I'm going to tell you there's no update for? Let me know down in the comment section below. Anyway, without further ado, I appreciate y'all. Let's get into it. So a game by the name of Code to Jin Yong. This is a game that we covered back in January, and the last true update we got was June 28, 2022. It's a Chinese wuxia style game, open world, that looked promising, and up to this point we still hadn't heard anything. Now the people that's making this game is Lightspeed Studios. Now back in March during the GDC 2025, Lightspeed Studios was actually there at the convention, and Lightspeed Studios actually unveiled their new original IP strategy, including a new AAA action game by Hideaki Itsuno. This is of course is the spinoff of the Japanese studio. So during this entire speech, and by the way, the game that he's talking about is a game called The Last Sentinel. This is a game that was revealed at the Game Awards back in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, and it looks fantastic. It looked great, as you're seeing here on the screen now. So this is the game that they're currently focusing on right now. But during this entire meeting, during this entire article, not one time did they mention anything about Code to Jin Yong whatsoever. And again, this was announced back in 2022. So right now, I believe they're using all of their resources, even though this is the Japan version of the studio, on their original AAA action IP by the name of The Last Sentinel. So what does that mean for Code to Jin Yong? Might be a while, boys. Might be a while. Project the Perceiver. This is one that we did a reaction to breakdown to back in January as well. This one did very well on the channel. I believe like 50,000 views, which is insane for this channel. And everyone, of course, was hyped. And this is also made by the same studio, Paper Games, that also just recently made Infinity Nikki, which is wildly successful in China. Of course, you know, sales was through the roof. So I would imagine all of their time and resources are put into that. It was announced a while ago, I can't find the exact article, that the production was sold because the game had been rumored to be canceled, but someone came out and said it's not canceled, but the production has slowed down dramatically because they was focusing on Infinity Nikki. Again, Project to the Perceiver. I know a lot of people have been asking about this one, but this is going to be another one that I think is still going to be cooking. And a lot of times, you know, when you got an IP like Infinity Nikki that you know that's on PC and mobile, if I'm not mistaken, you know for a fact it's going to make millions and millions and millions of dollars, versus a new IP that you're going to be throwing out there. You got to go with that money maker. So I don't think it's canceled, but I still think it's going to be a while if we see it again, unfortunately. This is the one that they was calling the Chinese Sekiro, which is the direction a lot of these Chinese wuxia games has been going as of late. I think it's just been a bit too many, so they've been kind of slowing it down. As i.e. we got Fallen Feathers coming out in just a few weeks. So yeah, but of course I will keep y'all updated. Any legit information that comes out about this game or any other game we talk about today, y'all know I'll be the first one to let y'all know about it. The Bustling World, this is one that's in full speed and full action. As y'all know, they was just at GDC back in March. One of those videos I did, I talked about it. You know, they had a booth set up, people was able to play it. So this is one of the few Chinese studio games that 100% be coming out, and I can't wait to get my hands on this. Right now, there's no update, there's no potential release date. I personally don't think this is coming out to 2026, just based off the pace of games that's coming out this year. And it seems like we're almost at that portion of the year that if they was going to announce it, could be at ChinaJoy 2025, which we're going to talk about here shortly. I hadn't done Chinese translations in a while, so I gotta remember to slow down when I talk so I can capture my words. But right now, Bustling Worlds is definitely coming out. I don't think it's coming out to 2026, but this is a game that looks beautiful and different too, not just your normal hack and slash Chinese wuxia game. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'll keep y'all updated on any more information that I may have, so I could be on the lookout for that. This is another one that was strange because this was made a big deal by PlayStation. It came out, it had a big PlayStation blog back in 2024, March 30th. Ballad of Anatara. This is an open world action RPG. Came out with a lot of gameplay, so the game is definitely real. The game is definitely legit. Initially, it was rumored to be coming out 2025, but literally the only trailer that we've gotten has been the initial gameplay, which looked fantastic. A lot of people's word that it's going to be like one of those gacha type games. There's going to be microtransaction heavy. Again, that has not been confirmed, but you know it's going to be in that realm. But besides that, it still looked fantastic, as you probably watching here on the screen. But right now, a year ago, in about a month, the initial PlayStation blog, the big breakdown gameplay dropped, and up until this point there has been no activity on Twitter, on social media, nothing. And this is Tipworks Studio, so I'll keep an eye on that. But so far, this is one I have my eye on. This is one that's definitely coming out, but hadn't heard anything. But this is another one that probably could come out or at ChinaJoy or Gamescom to come. Now this one here, Fate of the Daschant Hereafter. This is probably my most viral clip of the year. On Instagram it's like 5 million views. On TikTok it was like over 1 million views. I think on YouTube it's like over 100,000. This is the game where they was jumping from tree limb to tree limb, and my reaction just went absolutely viral. No, I mean, probably one of the most viral clips I've ever did. And the game is just in pure alpha beta profile, but so far, because this is a sequel to the original game, but the last update we got for this game was literally back in 2021. The developer is Joy Fun Game. As of right now, I mean, it literally has been radio silent since 2021, 2022, just besides the gameplay that we saw initially. So I don't know what's going on with this one. Again, I've searched the Twitters and the Weebos and the Reddits, and absolutely nothing. People just freaking out, wanting to know what's next, because this one definitely looked interesting. Definitely needed a lot more time to cook, but you hadn't heard anything. And this just kind of goes back to the myth of, oh, Chinese games, they look cool, but they never come out. So I think some of these are going to come out, but it just doesn't help the cause whenever they show some gameplay and they just vanish. I mean, look at Wolverine. You know, we'll talk about that on another video. But right now, Fate of Daschant Hereafter, no more updates as of now. Damn, bro. Phantom Blade Zero. Now, during Summer Game Fest 2025, y'all know I've been covering this game since the very beginning, and I honestly thought the release date was going to be there. I had my theory of Jeff Keighley tweeting out the Year of the Snake trailer when they first released back in January, and I was like, you know what, Summer Game Fest is the perfect time. They said the release date was going to be revealed this summer. It didn't happen. I was invited out to go play the game. I couldn't make it out due to personal reasons. So still, people at Summer Game Fest that was able to play the game and get hands-on with it, and then, of course, it still tracks that the game is still in fantastic condition. Now, my only other theory would be that ChinaJoy 2025 is in August, and we have Gamescom as well, which is another Jeff Keighley show. That's pretty much the end of the summer, at least for us here in America. So September, that goes into the fall, into the winter. So I would imagine that August at some point is going to be either July, August, but I'm thinking August is going to be when we finally going to hear something about Phantom Blade Zero's release date. It has to be. They said summer, that's the summer. And I'm thinking they're going to be talking in the end of 2026, if I had to guess, but that's just me speculating. Months ago, we talked about this game called the Defiant. It was like a old school, like Chinese, like shooter game, like back in the war times. Very intense. Trailer looked fantastic. So apparently, one of the hosts from CG10, Mike Walter, met the director, Kong Yong, and the team behind the Defiant, the immersive game in which players step into the shoes of resistance forces fighting the Japanese in China during World War II. It's been years in development. The game is meticulously constructing an emotional narrative based on careful research into actual events and the terrain where it took place. Through the eyes of Chinese fighters, the Defiant offers a visceral perspective on a battlefield that is often overlooked in the Western World War II narrative. So he was able to go behind the scenes and really dig deep into how this game is made and what it's all about. Here's some photos here that look freaking awesome. As you can see, that's what I love to see. Just give us an update. Let us know you're still cooking. The Unsung Ally game is definitely still happening. They're doing a lot of research. So the Unsung Ally, maybe they kind of switched up the name. The original name right now is the Defiant, but maybe the Unsung Ally is what they're going with. Either way, the Defiant is shaping up to be one of them. I think this game is gonna be really intense. Of course, they're talking about war and a lot of political shit, so they have to be as accurate as all possible. So I'm so glad they're doing that research. But keep an eye on, keep an eye out for this one, because I know I definitely will. And lastly, but not least, that Stellar Blade is on PC and those mods are going crazy. I'm not sure what I did with the thumbnail on this video, but I may have gotten a little crazy. But that's what it takes these days to get the YouTube's attention. But I did the full playthrough. I did the full playthrough of Stellar Blade here on the channel. I thought it was cool. I wasn't crazy about it. You know, I'm a little different. Like, I don't like, you know, the titties and the ass bouncing every time, you know, she freaking takes a step. I think it's just so over the top and distracting. You know, if I want to watch that, I'll just go to another website. But that's just my preference. But I do know a lot of the audience really enjoys games like this. You know, people call it the Guna game. Some people say, no, the combat, I'll play the game for the combat. I'm just like, listen, the combat is cool, but you're there for, you know why you're there. And this game came to PC as people have been waiting on. And as you see here, 68.8% of sales so far, of players in particular, are Chinese. 5% in the US and Korean 2.7, others 23 points. So that's why you're gonna see those numbers at 3 million sales. That's all China, similar to like Blackpink Wukong. This is why a lot of companies now are really starting to add those Chinese subtitles to games, because they know that market, that Chinese market is massive. And if you can connect to that Chinese market and make something that they really want to play and they really enjoy, the results are insane. In a game like this is exactly what happened. And again, I went and played some of the demo in Chinese, as you've probably seen throughout this video, and great Chinese dub too. They didn't phone it in at all. Seemed like people are enjoying it. And I just want to say, let me know if you picked up Stellar Blade, the Chinese version. How are you playing it? Is this your first time playing it? What do you think? Do you think they should add more? That's a dumb question. I know they should add more Chinese dub to some of these AAA games coming out, especially PlayStation, which I believe they're definitely going to start doing after seeing some of the results. Anytime they make a Chinese-based game or add Chinese dub to a game that's popular, it's on and popping, by the way. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds. Right now, like as I said before, it's a little slow for Chinese news, and some of these Chinese games are still cooking. But I promise y'all, because I damn near bet my channel on it, you know, for a while there, only videos I was making was Chinese-based videos, but I just ran out of shit to talk about. But I do still believe that the future will be in Chinese and Korean gaming, because these AAA you know, Western studios just can't keep up. It takes too damn long to make these damn games. By the time they come around, you know, China would have put out 2 or 3 other bangers that they've been working on for like the last 10, 15 years. So that's just my take on it. Let me know what you think about that. But is all I have today. Death Stranding 2 is on the way. I'm almost at the end of Expedition 33 right now. I just finished recording that, and I stood up by my chair when I got to the epilogue. It's fucking crazy, bro. I beat Liza P Overture last week. That's on the channel. I beat Death Stranding a few weeks ago. So I just been playing the games I want. I'm playing most of it off camera, but I record my camera face. I record my face cam on some of the big moments. It's been a great balance, and I'm back enjoying video games again. And for whatever reason, if none of those games interest you, I'll catch y'all for Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers at the end of July. So I appreciate y'all, and until next time, go play some games and enjoy yourself, because I know I am. Love y'all.